Narcissistic individuals tend to always seek control and domination, often asking their spouses to give up anything for them. It's important to note that when discussing narcissism, it's not specific to any gender. It can apply to both men and women. Although my way of speaking is in a gender-neutral form to facilitate information transfer, it's essential to know that everything we discuss about narcissism is not specific to any particular gender, whether it be women or men. The narcissistic personality we're talking about can be either a man or a woman. Thank you very much for your support. If you find this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for helping spread this message to those who can benefit from it. 1. The narcissistic spouse isolates their partner from their surroundings. Narcissists frequently isolate their spouses from their friends, family, or any other supportive sources. They do this to ensure complete control over their spouse, knowing that by cutting off their connections with others, their spouse will have no choice but to rely on them. This behavior leads the spouse to feel trapped and helpless when not in the narcissist's presence. Additionally, narcissists often request that their spouse quit their job under the guise that they can take care of the household and children. They do this to ensure there's no financial independence that could assist the spouse or potentially enable them to leave the relationship one day. This ensures that the spouse has no other option but to rely entirely on the narcissist. 2. The narcissistic spouse constantly gets angry to intimidate and distract their partner. The narcissist consistently tries to convince their spouse that they are at fault, questioning their sanity and reasoning. They do this to make their spouse submissive and prevent them from challenging or opposing them in any decision or opinion. If threats and intimidation are not enough, they resort to verbal and physical abuse, even resorting to physical violence, to gain complete control over their partner's life. Narcissists always aim for absolute control over their spouse's life, including their clothing choices, whereabouts, social interactions, and even their food intake. This is because they want to have total dominance over every aspect of their partner's life, leaving no room for independence or freedom in decision-making. 3. The narcissistic spouse constantly lies to their partner. The narcissist consistently lies to their spouse, telling them that they are running late at work due to excessive workload or important meetings. They may also lie about their income level and their ability to meet their financial needs. The narcissist lies about anything to improve their image in their spouse's eyes and to serve their personal interests. The narcissist will do anything in their life to achieve what they want, without caring about anything else except their personal interests, even if it means hurting their spouse. If the narcissist apologizes for anything, they will repeat the same behavior over and over again, without concern for their spouse's feelings or the impact it may have on their relationship. 4. The narcissistic spouse uses gaslighting tactics with their partner. The narcissist always tries to convince the victim that they are misunderstanding things, questioning their self-confidence and sanity, and making them believe they are imagining things that never happened. The narcissist does this to create a bond with the victim and maintain control over them, causing them to doubt themselves and believe they are the cause of any problems that arise. Furthermore, the narcissist does not fulfill most of their spouse's requests and does not care about their needs. They accuse their spouse of being responsible for meeting their own needs or finding them on their own, without offering any assistance. The narcissist does this because they want to maintain control and dominate the relationship, and they do not want their spouse to have any independence in decision-making. 5. The narcissistic spouse cheats on their partner. The narcissist lacks genuine feelings for their spouse and constantly seeks other people to fulfill their needs, claiming that their spouse cannot meet those needs. They also seek recognition and attention from women, especially narcissistic women, as they want to feel like the center of the universe and the most important person. The narcissist always strives to prove that they are better and more important than anyone else, doing so through multiple relationships with others. They love control and power, enjoy manipulating others in emotional or romantic relationships, and feel strong and in control through these actions. To hide their true self, the narcissist is skilled at pretending to have a normal and natural personality, making it difficult for others to discover or recognize them. 6. The narcissistic spouse constantly criticizes their partner. Due to their lack of self-confidence, the narcissist consistently criticizes their spouse and others, not to improve them but to make them feel inadequate and incapable of behaving correctly. This is done to make their spouse completely dependent on them in all aspects of life and reduce the likelihood of them leaving one day. 7. The narcissist always expects his wife to do anything for him. The narcissist always expects his wife to express her love for him and to be perfect in everything, so she doesn't make mistakes, disappoint him, or fail to perform any household duties. This, of course, is impossible because no one is perfect and doesn't make mistakes. The narcissist also expects his wife to take care of her household duties and towards him completely without any shortcomings, even if it's difficult for her. If there is any negligence in her performance, he punishes her or abandons her. The narcissist asks his wife to fulfill all his requests without giving any attention to her own needs, which makes the wife feel like she is worshipping her husband's desires most of the time. 8. The narcissistic husband treats his wife as his possession. The narcissist only presents his wife in social occasions when she is at her best, wanting to show her to others in the best possible light. Because he is obsessed with himself, he needs full control over his wife, including her clothing, makeup, and hairstyle. The narcissist considers his wife as his property and does not allow her to make mistakes or fail. If any mistake happens, even a minor one, he punishes her and imposes his control over her. 9. The narcissist always neglects his wife's emotional needs. The narcissistic person is emotionally unavailable and doesn't like to share his feelings and emotions with others, nor does he create emotional relationships with them. Emotional intimacy is missing in narcissistic individuals. Although the narcissist is not only selfish, he is emotionally unavailable, which means he can't understand and meet his wife's emotional needs or express any concern about them when she talks about these needs. As a result, the narcissist's wife constantly feels lonely, depressed, and anxious since the narcissist cannot establish normal emotional relationships with others due to his lack of love and emotions. Overall, this behavior makes the wife feel frustrated, restricted, and isolated, contributing to an imbalanced and tense relationship between the spouses. 10. The narcissist always mistreats his wife. The narcissist continually mistreats his wife, whether through physical or emotional abuse, and sometimes he treats his wife with violence and hits her when he gets angry. Criticizing his wife is essential for the narcissist, and he certainly isolates his wife from others so they cannot get any help or support from anyone else. The narcissist treats everyone poorly because he only cares about himself, and he treats his wife as a piece of decoration or something in the house, considering her presence in his life for his personal gain only. He expects his wife to do everything she can to please him, even at the expense of her feelings and needs. Due to the lack of basic emotional qualities, narcissists do not know how to develop normal relationships, so they use their wives as a means to achieve their personal goals selfishly. In the end, this type of behavior is highly damaging to the marital relationship, as the narcissist causes psychological and physical harm to his wife, leading to frustration, restriction, and isolation in her marital life.